Hello and welcome. This is On the Couch, a program that talks about family, relationship, lifestyle, fashion, health, and the likes of it. My name is Dubby.
My name is Dorcas. Good morning, Dubby. How are you doing this morning?
I'm very well, thank you. You look amazing.
You don't have to say that.
Just tell me the secret. Is there a guy? Something?
No, I'm only taking enough rest, and that's just it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to be discussing on everything that's got to do with youths, basically young adults, and marriage. You mean their preparations before getting into marriage, everything that they need to know before getting into marriage.
So I think it's very important at this time that every young adult get to know these things. Like, okay, what are the things I need to know? My mental health, my financial capability, my threshold for pain. Because I see divorce flying everywhere. I see terrible stories, and I'm wondering, what were you people doing before marriage? It's just so heartbreaking, and I'm like, don't you guys have families? Don't you guys have mentors? Don't you go for counseling classes? But then I just feel it's very important that young adults these days know these things.
Exactly.
I feel so. And before we introduce our guest today, we're having two powerful people, and it's very important that you stay tuned while we go on a very short break. We'll be right back.
All right.
Have you seen my beautiful baby? Have you seen my tomato baby? Oh, ELA, baby, suffer the cool me temper. Ada, baby, na sugar. Yo. Everybody they wait. Utakene no more. If any maka, better soup na money kilamo. Adam wa peke ya. Ada.
Welcome back from the quick commercial break. With us in the studio, we have our awesome guests, Adiola and Eniye. Adiola is a certified relationship coach and a family expert as well. Welcome, Adiola.
Thank you for having me, Dubby.
We have Eniye in the studio with us. She's an insurance broker, a certified relationship counselor, and a co-founder of Family Home with 10 years experience. Welcome, Eniye.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure.
With a high rate of divorce and marriage crisis amongst young adults, youths basically, it seems as though most of us are not even prepared, before delving into marriage. We do not understand what marriage entails. They don't have enough patience. And so when they just get into it, any little thing, they just chicken out. Nobody's ready to bear each other's brunt, right? So marriage is an institution that is consecrated and should not be desecrated. So now this leads me to my first question to you, Adiola. Okay. There's a saying that goes though, that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So why marriage in the first place?
Thank you for that question, Dubby.
All right.
We need to know that God is the originator of marriage.
Exactly.
A lot of people think marriage is the wishful thinking of man. No. God thought about it that man should not be alone.
Exactly.
The first man wasn't even thinking of marriage. It was God who saw it that this man needs a helpmate.
Exactly.
This man is alone, doing all of this doing all of this work by himself, thinking by himself. So marriage first is for companionship.
Exactly.
The main and sole aim of marriage is companionship. Every other thing falls under companionship. So a lot of people go into marriage still going out to talk to someone else when they should be talking to the person inside.
Exactly.
A lot of men or women, they are still going back to their what? To their offices to tell someone, oh, I'm actually going through this, I'm actually going through this. That's something you should discuss with the woman or the man at home.
Exactly.
So the first reason for marriage is companionship. Okay. All other reasons will come, below that. Then the next thing is what? Is for the expression of sexual life. Let me still go back to that that companionship reason. You need to do life with somebody.
That's right.
You need someone to share your wins with.
That's right.
And when you fall below the radar, you also need someone to pat you behind and tell you, oh, come on, you fall, but move up again and kick off. You don't have to stay. But if you don't have anyone to tell that, to share your dreams, to share your failures with, someone to tell you are not a failure, your action might have been, you might have failed at what you are doing, but you personally are not a failure. So you need someone to share that with. And like I said, you need sexual expression. You can't just be having it with everyone around. You can't just be, having it with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You need someone, just someone. It's between, the Bible says, he made them male and female, not male and females. So you need someone to express yourself with sexually. Exactly. And lastly, marriage is a blessing on its own.
That's right.
There are certain resources that won't come into your hand if you're still single. Yeah. It's not as if you don't know. Let me just say this. I'm not saying if you are not married, you won't fulfill destiny. But I tell you, there is a part of you that is with someone. She is not just your partner. She is your part owner. You can go far in life, but with someone by your side, you go farther.
That's right.
So marriage comes with blessing. It's just the law of nature. It's spiritual. It has nothing to do with your faith, whether you're a Christian or you're a Muslim. Marriage is spiritual. It comes with blessing, and it's a law of nature. So when you are married, the universe will see it as if you are responsible now, and they need to release some resources into your life. So if you place 2 couples, like 20 couples side by side, juxtapose their life before marriage and their life in marriage, you will see a lot of differences. A lot of shifts might have taken place. A lot of movement in their physical, material, financial must have taken place. It's just natural. So marriage is for, let me just reiterate, marriage is for companionship. You can express yourself sexually. And lastly, marriage comes with blessings.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So yes, you've said a lot. And I'm going to be asking, so my question is going to be directed to any. So what are the wrong reasons why people go into marriage? Like she said a lot, is for companionship, for sexual expression, and it's also a blessing. So why do people go into marriages for wrong reasons?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So we, like Adiola rightly said, marriage is sacred and it's between a male and a female. We have so many wrong reasons why people go into marriage, and I can list few now. Number one wrong reason why you should go into marriage is for self-fulfillment. Because some people, before they go into marriage, they've told themselves that, oh, as soon as I'm married, my financial burdens are over. I'm getting married because of sexual satisfaction. You don't go into marriage because of that. Imagine a man going into marriage because the woman is worthy, a woman going into marriage because the vice versa you get. You're like, oh, as a woman, once I'm married, I don't have any financial problem. It is a very wrong reason to go into marriage because you might be disappointed at the end of the day. What is the second reason for going into, the second wrong reason? When you go into marriage thinking that, oh, my loneliness is over. You've not loved yourself enough and you are taking that loneliness to another partner. There will be a lot of problem in that marriage. Exactly. What about social pressure, this social expectation? I want to fit in. Oh, duh, my friends are married. Me too, I want to be married. It's a wrong reason to go into marriage. Is it the pressure from parents, pressure from guardians? Another wrong reason why you should go into marriage. And some people have discovered that some people go into marriage just for sentimental reasons. Oh, I'm pregnant. Oh, she's pregnant for me. Because of that, you married a lady that you do not like. That's a wrong reason. Or the man will be like, oh no, I don't want to give birth out of wedlock. You now marry a woman that you are not in love with. It is a problem. So those are the few wrong reasons why people go into marriage this day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So my next question goes to you again, Adiola. Now, challenges are inevitable in life. We all know that. So how do you prepare for uncertainty in marriage?
Before you go into marriage, as a person, you need to develop a mindset
Okay.
that even if I'm single, I will still experience challenges.
That's right.
Now we are coming in together as husband and wife. This person will go through challenges. I may go through challenges, and we might have challenges that will result as a result of both of us.
Exactly.
So it won't be tagged to someone. So when you are now trying to tag that problem or challenges because to someone that, oh, it's because I married this person, that is why I'm having these challenges, then you're wrong. And that is why I always tell people, marriage is for mature minds, not for boys and girls.
That's right.
There are people who are 40 and they are boys.
Oh God.
And there are people who are 30, they are girls. But you have people who are even in their 20s. But when you hear them talk, when you hear the kind of mind they carry, you will think they are adults. They are like more than their age. So the first thing is you build a mindset. That come rain, come shine, here we stand.
Exactly.
And together we win. And you need to be careful of people you share your problems with.
Yes, that's right.
Some people don't have solution. They just want to hear you talk. They just want to sympathize. They are sympathizers.
Yeah, that's true.
So you need to have a mindset that, oh, this is my marriage. I have to make it work, and you have to be a teammate.
Exactly. That's right.
Marriage is not for individualism. It's for a team. You come together and make things work. I remember early in my marriage, like I actually quit a particular job I was, in that time, a month before the wedding. And when we got into the marriage, shortly after, is it 2 months into the marriage, my husband's company, they started misbehaving. For 6 good months, he was not paid salary. And I was not working.
Wow.
Thankfully, he was having a side gig he was running at that time. But it was not as if the money was coming in. I remember there was a particular day he was thinking of, God, how will I bring somebody's daughter into this marriage and be punishing her? He had to now call his young elder brother. I was like, sir, they are not paying us salary and I need money, blah, blah, blah. So that one sent 10K to him. And getting home, he called his wife and was like, Biodo and wife, they are actually going through some things. Could you please probably send them some food? So the wife now called my husband and said, okay, give Diola the phone. How are you, Diola? I said, I'm fine. Do you guys have rice at home? I said, yes. Do you have beans at home? I said, yes. And if you get to my pantry, you will play football. If you have beans at home, I said, yes, ma. Please talk all. I don't want you to call your parents and home and tell them we are not taking care of you. I said, we have, ma. Yes, ma, we have. After I dropped the call, my husband was telling me, why did you say we have now? You should have told them we don't have. I said, no, we have. We have. The following day, this woman did something that annoyed my husband. He came to me and was telling me, thank you, Diola, for telling her that we have. And truly, before that week runs out, we actually have. God provided. In fact, I did not even call my own mother. They never knew we were going through anything. We are in it together to rock it. So marriage is for mature minds and mature mind. You don't have to be going back. Just make up your mind that we are in this marriage together. We look for solution legally, legitimately. And that's all.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you so
to buttress on that, my next question goes to Eni.
Okay.
So what level of preparation does someone need to have this type of mindset she's talking about
Okay.
before walking down the aisle with someone's son or daughter?
Thank you so much for that question. It's very important. Like Diola said, marriage is not for boys, it is for men. It is not for girls, it is for women. Or you want to be married, you should have lots of patience in you and tolerance, because you're bringing somebody into your life as a man or as a woman. You're marrying somebody that both of you are from different background. So you should be able to tolerate that excesses of that partner of yours. That's number one. Another preparation is that I ask this question: how mentally ready are you? How emotionally ready are you? How financially ready are you? You want to be married, both of you do not have a job. How do you take care of yourself? Because you need money. I remember a couple that got married and the man doesn't have a home. Doesn't have a home, a roof over his head. He actually got married. After the wedding, the caterer was waiting for her money. The caterer collected that. The money was not even enough to settle the caterer. No, don't talk of the cameraman, all those people and all that. He was into debt immediately. And after the marriage, they went to a friend's house to stay. They squatted in that friend's house for several months. That person is not ready, because marriage entails financial preparation, emotional preparation, mental preparation before you can say I do, and so many other reasons that we all know that we need before we get into marriage.
For this one, the story you shared now, was the lady not aware?
Okay, the lady actually, the lady stays in Abuja and the guy is in Lagos, and the lady was like, oh, we want to be married, I want to come and know your place. You know, this courtship, this Christian marriage kind of thing. So the guy was like, no, don't bother. And the girl was like, thank God, this my husband is really cool, no, he doesn't want to have sex with you before marriage. And the lady succumbed. It was when they came, even when the lady came, maybe some weeks before the marriage, let me go and know. He said, don't worry. He said, if I don't, he said, where's your home? I have a home. Will I marry you if I don't have a home? At the end of the day, actually, this guy didn't have a home. You know, it was really, even when they managed after some months to rent a room apartment, they slept on the floor for several months. Until now, I'm not kidding you, it is still a struggle for them.
Wow. Interesting. So, Adiola, I'm back to you again.
Okay.
Right? So, the next question. Now, people no longer accord honor to decency. You see, when two people are into a relationship or they just want to have, sexual relationships, that's the only thing on their head or on their mind, rather. Now, in your own opinion, do you think that the culture or the tradition of decency and purity have faded away, or do you think they're still in existence?
Well, I think the culture of purity or decency is still in vogue. There are still people who believe in decency.
Right. That's
But
true.
the major thing people don't really understand is that when they tell you maintain purity, it's not because of the counsel or counseling you. And it's not because of any other person. But you, especially the ladies, they are the receiving hand. When a girl, or when a lady rather, is involving intimately, sexually with a man, I tell you, the whole mind, soul, spirit, and body is in it. But a guy can have sex with you and not put his mind there, and still wake up and get to another person, because his mind is not tied to his scrotum. But as a lady, you put all your emotions, you put all your energy when you are doing this thing. In fact, you see them fantasizing. I'm going to meet my guy. You're already thinking about how you were hugging. You're already thinking about how the whole thing will play out. But a man might not have to think about that. So when you are intimate, the main advantage of not being intimate with someone before marriage is that you'll be able to extrait that person. You will see the red flags when they are crying at you, that no, this is a dungeon.
Exactly.
You will see all those red flags. But if you are intimate with that person, even if you are saying, you'll be giving excuses for that person. You'll be giving excuses. So it's better you maintain purity. Stay off it. I tell you, see, there is a way the devil will paint this sex thing to you when you are not married. You see it as the ultimate, the arc. Right. But when you are married, there are times you even see your spouse, you're not doing nothing. Sex is not everything. It's not. There are so many. See, all those goosebumps on you. By the time responsibility cries at you, the goosebumps and the emotions will disappear. They will disappear without resurfacing. Okay. So it's best you just maintain pure. And you are apart from the mental and psychological aspect. What about the health aspect? Right. I remember there was a news flying around about a guy who infected a lady's girlfriend with herpes virus. This guy was in the relationship with the girl because of her money, because the girl came from a wealthy background. And he pretended. If no sex had been involved, a time will come, this girl will see the true picture of this guy.
That's right.
Another reason why most ladies don't want to chicken out of a relationship, that they are actually seeing that this relationship is heading nowhere, is because they have poured in their life. Some of them have aborted for the guy. And they're now, they are afraid that if I leave this guy, who will marry the empty carcass? So they want to stay there and here we die. So I think it's better if people can actually bring back this culture of decency. Let me just mention one spiritual aspect, one spiritual implication of you involving with a man sexually. See, every life carries a blessing and a burden. And if you start picking from this one's blessing, from this one's curses, you start picking up and down. I tell you, you will have many battles and many baggage. To take up with in marriage. I think it's better when our youth understood the fact that they don't have to mortgage their destiny on the altar of illicit sex.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
So on that note, I would like to ask that you've talked about how it's very important that we don't involve, as youth, we don't involve ourselves in illicit sex, because most times the ladies are always at the receiving end. Now, what role does, maybe let me allow Oni answer that. What role does counseling play in this place at this point? Does counseling really work? Because the story we hear every day, we see on Instagram, we see on Facebook, you are just wondering, you see people put up a story, I'm 20, I did this for my boyfriend, and I'm wondering, do you guys have people you talk to? Do you guys have people you look up to? Like, does advising someone in love really work? Does counseling really work? I mean.
Thank you very much, Dorcas, for that question. The role of counseling before marriage can never ever be overemphasized. But it is really unfortunate that these days, most couples that want to get married, they don't go for counseling. Their life, the decisions they take have been patterned towards social media celebrities. That is it. They don't have pastors they talk to, they don't have therapists they talk to, they don't have imam or afa they talk to. It is celebrities. Oh, look at the way this celebrity's marriage is. And they are forgetting the fact that counseling is very important, because you are made to discuss so many issues, potential challenges in marriage. Because marriage is not all bed of roses. You have the ups, you have downs, you have situations that you'll be like you never envisaged for. So through counseling, you are able to know that, okay, how many children do we want to have in this marriage? What will our financial contributions be like? Because when you go into the marriage thinking that maybe the man is going to be the alpha and omega financially, you might be wrong. Or the woman will be everything financially, you might be wrong. So counseling will put these things straight. What about the kind of house you want to live in? You have to have a counselor who will guide you through all these things, because they are very important. By the time you go into marriage, because you never had a counselor, you never discussed about your finance, about your family size, you're not going to marriage and you are like, the man is like, okay, what will you do with the thing now is, what are you bringing to the table? And you're like, what will you bring to the table? You hear some girls telling you that they are enough. They are bringing themselves to you get. They are bringing their body. They are bringing themselves to the table. No, things have really changed. What about the man? You've targeted that worthy woman. That wow, this woman is going to take care of me, and you go into that marriage disappointed. But counseling will help you put these things in place. Like a couple that was really angry. The man was angry at the woman because the woman had the boy, the first child was a boy, the other three were girls, and the woman was like, this is all. I don't want more children. You, as a couple that is preparing to get into marriage, you're supposed to discuss these things. That, oh, this is the number of children I want. And the man was like, if you try it again, before you know it, the woman got pregnant. The fifth child, and it was a tug of war. There was quarrel in that home because they didn't go through proper counseling. Because these are things that your counselor will guide you through. You discuss it, you bring it to the table, just so that you won't go into the marriage and be having a lot of surprises. So I will say again, the role of counseling before marriage can never be over. Don't pattern your life towards this celebrity, even the relationship experts on social media that can't even keep their relationship. Most of them don't even have a healthy relationship. And you are taking advice from them. That's a very wrong way to go.
That's right. Thank you very much. So I'm going to be asking the very last question. You really tried.
Thank you.
You've enlightened us a whole lot. Now, just to wrap up, right? Just a quick one now. What do you think are the qualities that make a man or woman potentially ready for marriage?
And he has actually said a lot. But I will just add to it by saying you look out for non-perishable qualities. If you go for perishable qualities, you will get disappointed. Look at Dubby. She's looking, beautiful. If a man should go into marriage because she's beautiful, that man will end up being disappointed someday. Because all this rosy cheek will come down. The face, the radiant eyes will become wrinkled someday. What now happens? And that's why you now see the way, they both husband and wife, they end up become housemates. Because the time will come, even if you give birth to 20 children, they will leave you.
That's right.
You will come back to that honeymoon stage where you to be you and your spouse alone. So I would advise you go for non-perishable. Let it be the priority.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you shouldn't look after, don't marry. I'm not saying you should marry someone you are not attracted to. No. I'm not saying that. But that should not be the priority. Look for non-perishable qualities.
Yes.
Sometimes you might say, oh, I love the way Dubby loves me. Because love, according to the Holy Book, true love will believe all things. Yeah. True love will open all things. True love will endure all things, not just the good, but the bad as well. Because marriage has phases. You will go through several phases in your marriage. That person, does he or she has qualities that are non-perishable, not the one for money for stay, for no money for run. That's not it. And lastly, the aspect people fail to talk about is your relationship with in-laws. Many homes are broken today because of in-laws interference. As a lady or as a man, you need to set boundaries even with your family. For instance, I told my mom shortly before my marriage, I told her, I said, whatever my husband will not hear, don't say it into my ear. Because as you are telling me, he's hearing. So if you know this thing, my husband cannot hear, please don't bring it to me. And to the glory of God today, before I hear some things in my home, my husband heard already. So you should sit and talk. Marriage is not just love, it's not emotion. Love is a choice. You want to go into this, it's a choice we are making, not the emotional one. Hormones are not born again, but your brain can be configured.
That's true.
So, and lastly, as a man, I want to tell you, don't marry a woman that can give you different styles alone. Don't marry a woman that can feed your belly with good food alone. And as a woman, don't marry a man that can only buy you bone straights or buy you wigs or pay other bills. Marry someone that can carry the weight of your destiny.
As we round up, Annie, what will be your final words to our dear viewers?
Okay, thank you so much, Dorcas. My final word to our viewers out there is that when you want to get married, marry someone that you are ready to spend the rest of your life with, someone you are in love with. In the good, in the bad, you are in love with that person. Nothing is shaking your love. That is my final word for you. Thank you so much.
Wow. So, get to marry someone that you are in love with in the good, in the bad, in the ugly, in the excellent, in the beautiful. Don't worry. It's going to be well.
Thank you so much, Dorcas. So marriage is a beautiful thing. To me, it's very beautiful. We just need to take the right steps to make everything work out. Understand that a man and a woman are not the same thing. Men have their own, women have got theirs. So it's better that the two parties get to understand each other and everything will just flow naturally and work out well. Thank you very much, Adiola.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much, Annie. Thank you, Dorcas, for doing this with me.
It's been amazing.
It's been amazing. Thank you all for watching. Till we come your way again next week. It's been On the Couch.
Follow us on every of our social media and on Instagram, on Facebook, on X, and on TikTok.
At On the Couch. Bye for now.